When the sun climbed up over South Carolina this morning, it brought with it the last few steps on college football's long off-season path. It's time. Time for football again. Time to prep that 80,000-seat noise box. Time to get out early and set up that tailgate. Time to let the flags unfurl. And time to let that old familiar drive take you back to where you always belong. Where the team colors will soon be worn. And where fans like these Gamecock faithful welcome the Aggies for their first visit to South Carolina. America's greatest party is back. Not just college football, SEC football. A party you can always take wherever you go.
Take the party wherever we go. Wherever we go. Road to Atlanta is an uphill climb. Down to the wire each and every time. Take the party wherever we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Take the party wherever we go.
From Columbia, South Carolina, SEC Nation is presented by AT&T.
SEC Nation has taken the party to Williams-Brice Stadium here in Columbia, South Carolina, where just across the way here it is Gamecock Park, the home to some of the best tailgating in all of the Deep South. Welcome to the debut of SEC Nation. It's their show, and look at them. A&M and the Gamecocks to start the season. Football.
I love it. I love it.
Joe Tessitore,
you ready for this?
Alongside Tim Tebow, Marcus Spears, P-Town, Paul Feinbaum, a.k.a. P-Town, as we have taken the party to deep into the SEC to South Carolina. Spears is ready to come right through his suit and play,
Looking
Timmy.
huge in that suit.
Rip my shirt off. I'm about to rip my shirt off and go play.
Don't mess up the bow tie. It's been a
National
while
Bow
doing
Tie
that.
Day, Paul.
It is, and it's a special day for me. I've never been to Columbia and haven't had my life threatened or been booed. This is unbelievable.
Paul. Speaking of that, I woke up to the morning paper here, not the sports section, the actual paper, where it says a closer look at Paul Feinbaum, the man South Carolina loves to hate. It's a great read. Enjoy it.
Well, in full disclosure, 20 years ago, I called for the SEC to kick these guys out of the league. They got off to such a bad start. But I love what they're doing now.
I mean, do you hear these guys?
A
This
few
place is
people
rocking
on our
right
side
now.
have familiarity with playing here in South Carolina. Let's take the SEC starts off with a bang to open up the season. Ole Miss at the Georgia Dome hosting Boise. Of course, you know what's going to happen later on tonight. Texas A&M and South Carolina. And then the nightcap is Temple Vandy at 9:15. We get it started with this such an important, critical conference matchup here as Steve Spurrier and Kevin Sumlin bring their two teams to South Carolina. Let's take a look at one of a kind about the university here, South Carolina, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. And if you ever come down here, you know exactly where we're going here. The Cockaboose Railroad. It debuted in 1990. 22 Cockaboose cars, 270 square feet. They each have a kitchenette, bathroom, and a deck for tailgating. When they first went on sale, the first 20 sold in 48 hours. If you want to buy one, the asking price is $300,000. Kelly Hartog found out a lot about
Marcus
it.
has that type of cash.
Well, Joe, from the outside, these railroad cars may all look the same, but these 30x9 steel boxes, once you get inside, they all exhibit the characteristics of their owners. Given the hospitality in Columbia, we did not have a hard time getting an invite inside one of these Cockabooses. I'm here with two owners of Cockaboose number 6, Stephen Rollerson and Marty Gillum. Guys, tell me, how did this special game day tradition of yours all begin?
Well, welcome aboard. I graduated here in 1989, so I'm the third generation of my family educated here, so it means a lot to us. But my father, Billy Gillum, and his business partner at the time, Alan Woods, bought and developed this. And the neat story is it was a guy named Doc Howard here from Columbia. He's all deceased like my father now. But they were developing this through his company, and he called my dad and a lot of his old fraternity brothers from the late 50s here at Carolina, as well as friends and acquaintances around Columbia. And the story that's told to me is all his friends said, "This is nuts. You're doing what with these old cabooses? Y'all going to lose your rear end. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of, but I'll take one." And he had sold 21 to 23 in the first day, just calling friends and close acquaintances. So that's kind of neat. But that's how we got here, and we've been founders ever since. It's dear to us.
Stephen, is there a selling price for one of these?
As a two-time grad at Carolina, for us, I can't imagine a scenario where we would ever consider letting this thing go.
What did you all do to make this one your own?
Well, this caboose has, its proximity is about 50 yards from the stadium. It has full utilities, heating and air, which is great late in the winter. It has a deck up above that allows everybody to people watch. And with the utilities that we have, we're able to watch the game upstairs without delay from coming in from Carolina, and which is great. And it feels as if we're in the stadium when we're not.
So the question is, does anybody make it to the game after a party in one of these?
We do, but we do sometimes go a little late. I'm guilty of staying here a little too long, but I generally try to always get in before the first quarter ends. But it does make us late sometimes.
Well, we thank you all for the invitation. We'll let you get back to your party.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tess.
Kelly.
College Football Hall of Fame Update is brought to you by the new College Football Hall of Fame, where it's game day every day.
Closer look at the College Football Hall of Fame brought to you by Chick-fil-A. It opened Saturday in downtown Atlanta. $68 million worth of greatness there, 94,000 square feet. Tickets are only $20 to take in the entire experience. Guess who's going to be part of the class of 2014 for the College Football Hall of Fame? Sterling Sharp, who played here at South Carolina from 1983 to 87, set school records for receptions, yards, touchdowns, led the team in receiving for 3 years, was the 7th overall pick in that 1988 draft. Second Gamecock in the College Football Hall of Fame, joining George Rogers, the 1980 Heisman Trophy winner, who led the nation with over 1,700 rushing yards, beat out Hugh Green, and a then freshman, Herschel Walker, still holds the school career rushing record by over a couple thousand yards. George Rogers, the legend here, where you see him and his sign and his accomplishments, and you can also look just to our right and see him with Kaylee.
Thanks, Joe. George, we just heard your resume, an impressive one from Joe Tessitore. Tell me, what do you think you could do if you were a back in Steve Spurrier's offense?
Get the ball a lot, that's for sure. I mean, you know, he does like to get running back to run the ball. But the passing game, I probably wouldn't have been that good in the passing game because I ain't want to block. I want to run.
One guy who will be getting the ball a lot in Steve Spurrier's offense, Mike Davis. What in your mind makes him special?
He got speed, and speed, you know, you got to have a lot of speed, and Mike Davis has that. And I think that was the difference between him and Lattimore, even though Lattimore is a great running back. Steve Davis has everything that you need. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run past people, and that's what you need to be an all-around running back.
Expectations for your 1980 season here were high. Your Heisman year, what are your expectations for this team when a lot of people are saying some pretty good things about him early?
Win the championship. I mean, hey, that's all we got. You know, up the street right here, we got Clemson. They won a championship. I want them to win the championship with Coach Spurrier. Coach Spurrier's done a great job in the last 3 years. And hey, let's take him on to the real deal. Get him the championship.
3 11-win seasons, but you say there's more.
There is more, and a lot of these guys got a lot of things to prove because some of our players are gone. Connor Shaw, Clowney, we got more players to come.
You mentioned Jadeveon Clowney. What do you want to see from this defense today?
Well, our defense is going to be good. A lot of people are going to be surprised, but our defense is going to be pretty good. I think Lorenzo does a great job out there, and they're going through a new defense, but I think we got the talent to do it.
George Rogers, a legend here in Columbia, South Carolina. I know this crowd is excited to see you. Thank you so much.
Go Cox.
George Rogers. Well said.
First of all, George Rogers is very smart on a couple of accounts. He's wearing one of those stay cool towels out here at the tailgate. I wish I was. I'm sure you do too. And also, he said, listen, I wasn't going to block. I just want to run the ball. Very honest. Pure honesty.
Not to go over.
Live from Columbia, South Carolina, you are watching SEC Nation, presented by AT&T.
Well, looky here. We have made our way from the SEC Nation set through the crowd. Who says big men can't move? Marcus Spears made it through.
There's some athletes out here. It is ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
Woo! We have brought the nation inside Williams-Brice to be just about 10 yards away from pregame warm-ups.
I thought I was big. This Cameron Clear.
Their Texas A&M tight end might be bigger than Marcus.
He might be.
Cameron Clear is the starting tight end for Texas A&M. They're expecting him to have a much bigger role. Manziel didn't favor the tight end. Kenny Hill in his new offense will. Kenny Hill's the name to know tonight. There he is, right behind us, the man who follows the man. They say you never want to be the guy who follows the guy, but he follows Johnny Manziel as the starting quarterback.
I don't think Kenny Hill cares anything about that right now. Right now, what he's focused on is getting ready to prepare, compete, and find a way to win this game.
All right, so who is Kenny Hill, Marcus? You want to know? Well, he's a 6'1" sophomore from South Lake, Texas. In his final 2 seasons at Carroll, he threw for 5,300 yards and 45 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, he's a dual threat.
I used to live in South Lake.
You inspired him. 2,300 rushing yards and 46 touchdowns as well on the ground. He appeared in 4 games last year. His father, Ken, played in the majors, was a very good pitcher. 7 teams in 14 seasons. And he's working along his offensive coordinator, Jake Spavital. Here's a peek. It's 6 overall. Cedric Ogbuehi now moves to left tackle for A&M. Mike Evans drafted 7th overall. Speedy Noyle, and of course Johnny Manziel gone. So you say hello to Kenny Hill. How do you think he's going to acquit himself?
I think he's going to do well. And the thing that we've heard all spring, all summer, all fall camp is that he's calm, he's poised, he's ready for the big time.
Ready for the big
tonight, this is the big time.
Well, we'll find out. We don't know that, and I'm still not sure. I mean, I understand why Kevin Sumlin is starting him, but I wonder if it wasn't because this game was on the road. If the game had been College Station, would Kyle Allen been the start? I think he may have.
Well, you got to trust Kevin Sumlin with quarterbacks.
You do.
You look at his history with quarterbacks. Sam Bradford, Case Keenum, Johnny Manziel. Kenny Hill's next in line. Will he live up to those? I'm not sure, but I do know one thing. Kevin Sumlin knows how to coach quarterbacks.
No doubt, Tim, but this is a different situation. situation.
Let's talk about the supporting cast around Kenny Hill, because many, as we close in on this game, are starting to lean towards a distinct advantage for Texas A&M when it comes to the wide receivers, these young, incredibly freakish athletic receivers of Texas A&M against a patchwork defensive backfield of South Carolina. That's the guy to watch. Speedy Noyle, the true freshman receiver who's wearing Manziel's number mark.
I'm telling you right now, this is one of those game breaker, game changer type of guys. They listed him out of high school as an athlete. That means you can do anything on the offensive side of the football. He's one of those guys.
And you can see him out here warming up, and he is warming up with a lot of swag, catching it with one hand. He's ready to go. I don't think he's too nervous right now.
And don't forget the special teams element that he brings to this football team also.
He's in the return game, a big factor in special teams. Could Speedy Noyle make a difference in the return game? We may see that right away in the opening kickoff. Texas A&M warming up right behind us. You saw Ricky Seals-Jones. You also saw Speedy Noyle.
Let's not forget about Malcolm Kennedy.
Malcolm Kennedy
Number one
also.
receiver returning.
And Josh Reynolds, a JUCO transfer. Then on the other side, to Williams-Brice.
The Natty.
Texas A&M, South Carolina, tonight at 6 on the SEC Network.
Corner, there is South Carolina. It's been a long fall camp in the hot, sweltering summer heat of the Deep South. But they are ready to explode. Much more from SEC Nation when we return. You ready, P-Town?
P-Town!
Cloudy on opening night of college football last year. The heat, the humidity, and then the criticism of who could really stay the course and who was putting in the work. It is hot. It is 94 degrees, sunny all day long, baking on the sun-kissed stadium, and they're going to feel it.
Absolutely, they're going to feel it. But the key isn't this week of practice and getting used to the heat, right, and the humidity right now. The key is in winter workouts, in spring, in summer, is slowly conditioning your body to go through a grind and be ready for this heat. And, you know, for me, speaking personally, that was something I loved. I loved it when the conditions were hard because it showed who put in the work, who put in the preparation, and who was going through the motions.
I used to have two coaches when I was playing in college at LSU and when I was playing in the pros. And their job all week was to walk around and scream, "Hydrate! Hydrate!" So that's what these guys need to do.
When I was a freshman quarterback at the University of Tennessee,
in a row, this is what you get. They know and they feel that they can be a team of destiny this year.
I want to get to your point right there. 3 straight years, the 11 wins, the top 10 finishes. But, Paul, don't you get a sense that they feel like there's still so much more to accomplish, that they really haven't gotten over the top of anything at all?
well, they haven't been to a BCS game, and that's really what it's all about in the past. But you talk about this stadium, Joe. I was here in 2010. Steven Garcia led this team to a victory over Alabama. If Steven Garcia can win here, these guys can.
And we know these crowds matter.
Going back to tonight's game and getting over the hump, I really feel the biggest key is going to be, can South Carolina tackle an open space? Because we know what Kevin Sumlin does. He's going to spread this thing out. They got 3 athletic running backs. They got 4 or 5 receivers and a tight end that will one day have a chance to play in the NFL. And they're going to give it to them in space with bubble screens, with now screens, with draws, with read options. And oh, by the way, Kenny Hill can also run. They got to tackle an open space.
I still, though, come back to this Texas A&M defense. Do you trust them? Can you trust them? How much growth and development took place to that team we saw against Duke that forced Manziel to be a magician to this moment right here?
I have to believe that Texas A&M's defense will be better. Texas A&M knows in order for them to win games and compete to be a top-tier team in this league, they need to play great defense. They recruited that way. They emphasized it. Now they have to run.
We're moments away. Texas A&M, South Carolina. Williams-Brice Stadium. Kevin Sumlin, Steve Spurrier. The crowd is amped up. as we build towards this game, specifically building towards this moment. A while ago, 14 university presidents and athletic directors and one fearless conference commissioner, they had a vision. They wanted to take their beloved football and all the pageantry and tradition that goes along with it, and they wanted to put it on their own network and present it to the nation. Now they've done just that. Texas A&M, South Carolina, everything the SEC is, everything the SEC has been, a new beginning with a familiar face and voice. Brent Musburger will captain the ship from here. Enjoy the night on the SEC Network.
See ya.
Thank you, Joe, and welcome to the start of a new chapter under the lights of the South. It's the debut of SEC Primetime Football, presented by AT&T. Presented by AT&T. And so, it begins. We meet for a new season with a new trophy and a new game plan. The anticipation builds with all the Southern pageantry and SEC pride we've been waiting for. On a Thursday night in South Carolina, we meet at last. They meet for the first time. Texas A&M and South Carolina here in Columbia.
It's all about the sound.
With big shoes to fill, new starting quarterbacks step into the spotlight. The start of a new tradition and a proud night for many. It's Texas A&M and South Carolina for the first time ever, and the birth of the SEC Network in prime time. Looking live at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina. 80,000 plus on hand to ring in a grand new season on a very special night. For the first time ever, Texas A&M plays South Carolina, and the Gamecocks have the nation's longest home winning streak, 18. Good evening, everybody.
Not have picked a better venue than Williams-Brice Stadium. These two teams, a game of this magnitude. And hey, people, I get to work with a living legend each and every Saturday. Doesn't get much better than that.
And you can see they are already raising the sound from Bryce Williams. South Carolina Gamecocks come out, this is one of the noisiest stadiums, Jesse, in all of college football. I know you were thrown off a few times.
Brett, in my opinion, it's the most underrated venue in all of college football. I used to hate coming and playing here. It's tough.
Steve Spurrier, your old coach, is down below. Maria Taylor. Williams at the goal line. This is Trey Williams, number 3. 20, 25, cut back. And out to the 34-yard line. And Jesse, we're going to get our first look here at the young man from Southlake, Texas, Kenny Hill.
Brent, I had a chance to spend time with Kenny Hill this past Monday at practice watching film. Only a sophomore, he is very calm and very poised, and I believe that's the reason Kevin Sumlin named him the starting quarterback 12 days ago. They thought he gave them the best chance to survive this type of environment. We're about to find out pretty quickly here in this type of electric stadium atmosphere.
From behind quickly of Brandon Williams. He's number 1. He'll be the Aggie tailback to start the pistol formation. They're going to swing it. Williams with daylight on first down out to the 40-yard line. This will be second and short.
And I love the play call, Brent, right out of the gate. Making his first start on the road. As a coach, you get him into a comfort zone. Easy completions to get him into the rhythm of the game.
Outstanding offensive line, folks, if you want to keep an eye on it. Several of the fellows will go to play Sunday football. They swing now again to Brandon Williams, and they've got their initial first down. They're putting it in the air to the flanks.
Yeah, and they're getting it into the hands of a running back in Brandon Williams, who's very good in space, and that's really...
And as a starter for the Aggies. Play action, roll to the right, and throw for it. Did he get it? Yes, because of a great second effort by Cameron Clear going to the tight end. Now, Aggie fans have... Noise. Middle. Beautiful toss. Touchdown. Aggies score on their first drive. Ricky Seals-Jones, and the underdog comes out barking with a 23-yard touchdown.
In case you were wondering if this environment was going to be too big for the sophomore quarterback, he just strolls in and leads this team right down the field on an impressive drive. And again, overturned. He will talk to his coaches upstairs. They need to get a goal line plan ready.
After review, the runner was down short of the goal line. It'll be first and goal at the 1.
Now you would think they'd be able to power it in, but it gave that defense a little time to regroup over here. They're back on their heels against this freshman quarterback.
No doubt about it. But again, you mentioned the offensive line for Texas A&M, and I got to think with guys like Cedric Ogbuehi, a potential future top 10 pick playing the left tackle, some big bodies up front. They've got some big running backs in this backfield as well. Trey Carson lining up at 235 pounds, built for this type of scenario.
Harrison, Matthews, Cheek, and if Eddie, join Ogbuehi up front. Ogbuehi's on the left side. He's number 70. They're going in that direction, and now they've got it. Trey Carson just kind of stepped over behind Harrison and Ogbuehi. Mike Matthews from the famous football family right there in the center. You got a good look at that offensive surge from that line.
We've talked about how
what a start for Texas A&M. And now, Jesse, we'll see how the Gamecocks respond here. Middle of this offense. There is number 54. He must do a job, and it's 3rd and 9. Deflected, incomplete. No flags this time, and they will be forced to punt.
you got to feel good if you're defensive coordinator Mark Snyder and Texas A&M. Your defense got beat up on the field last year. They were beat up in the headlines this past offseason. But having almost forced a 3-and-out, had it not been for a pass interference penalty, and all of a sudden now getting South Carolina off the field early, there should be a needs a pass rush here.
Bring pressure. And Hill is forced to move out of it, and he's got the first down the sideline. An outstanding run by Kenny Hill for the first down.
So Lorenzo Ward, the defensive coordinator of South Carolina, decides finally to dive.
And he has Texas A&M leading South Carolina in an SEC conference opener on the SEC network, 7-0. Second and 7. Pocket. Beautiful. Sabian Holmes still dancing. Gave up a yard or so when he came backwards a little bit, but again, right on the money.
We heard Maria
standing to be the holder. This is a 33-yarder for a 10-point lead in the first quarter on the road.
Against the team that a lot of people picked to win the SEC East. And right now, this A&M defense, they look pretty impressive.
Third down. Down the middle, deep. Got it. 15, 10, touchdown, Nick Jones, the senior from Moore, South Carolina, on a third down, 69 yards. We welcome you back to the first of 45 SEC games on the SEC Network. And you know, for some unique second screen cup, grab your tablet, laptop, or phone and check out our dedicated Skycam feed, available only on SEC Network Plus, or watch ESPN, the digital home to over 500.
He knew he would be here. Texas A&M and South Carolina both lost high-profile guys to the draft. A&M looks like it'll be just fine.
Yeah, they lost Johnny Manziel, of course, but they didn't lose a step. A new star has emerged for the Aggies at quarterback, and he left the head ball coach saying that his team needs to regroup. Number 21 Aggies, number 9 Gamecocks. South Carolina had the longest home win streak in major college football at 18 games. They had a couple of big plays in the first half. Dylan Thompson to Nick Jones, 69 yards and a touchdown. This the first ever game on the SEC network. Later in the first half, Thompson airing it out again, this time to Demir Bird. In stride, 46-yard touchdown for Bird. Thompson threw for 115 combined yards on those two touchdowns, but only 73 yards the rest of the half. Wound up with 366 yards and 4 touchdowns for the game. Mike Davis ran for 15 yards for South Carolina, but he left with sore ribs later. So Johnny Manziel tweeting. He's with the Browns, but thinking of his Aggie buddies. Let's get to know Kenny Hill. He's the quarterback who took over for Manziel from South Lake Carroll in Texas. Chase Daniel went to Missouri from there. Greg McElroy went to Alabama from there. Texas High School Player of the Year 2 years ago. Father pitched 14 years in Major League Baseball. Ken Hill, you may remember him. All right, so let's check it out. Aggies first drive, 3rd down and 3. Hill to Cameron Clear, who makes his way in the clear. Pick up the first down. Now, South Carolina, the preseason pick to win the SEC East. They came in with big expectations, but Hill was doing his thing, facing another 3rd down. Plenty of time, finds Ricky Seals-Jones for what was initially called a touchdown, but we'll take another look because we can. Knee was down before the ball crossed the plane, but it was still enough for the first down. Trey Carson would punch it in for one of his 3 touchdowns on the next play. And Hill just kept doing it to Seals-Jones on the slant for a touchdown. Now, Kevin Sumlin says he doesn't like Kenny Football as a nickname for him, so how about Kenny Touchdown? Or when you take another look at this throw, how about Kenny Laser? Because he put that one right in there. The Aggies up 24-14. They were up 31-14 at the half. 3rd quarter, Hill to Josh Reynolds for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Hill, 44 of 60, 511 yards and 3 touchdowns on the road. The 511 yards broke Manziel's single-game passing record at A&M. Aggies winning 52-28. 44 completions, also a school record for Hill. Led the Aggies to touchdowns on 7 of their first 11 possessions, and the most total yards and passing yards ever against South Carolina. Said he had never spoken with reporters before at A&M, but everybody wanted to talk to him Thursday.
I mean, I've been waiting for this all week, really my whole life, to get out here. I mean, to come out here and play the way I did, and for this team to get a win like we did, I mean, it means a lot. It hasn't sunk in yet. I mean, I'm still too amped from this game. I mean, this is the most excited I've ever been in my life. This is unbelievable.
That team was so much better than us. It wasn't funny. Out-coached us, outplayed us, better prepared. They knew what they were doing. Give A&M credit, their coaches, their players, they knew what they were doing. It was a mismatch, coaches and players, mismatch tonight. If we played them again, they'd be a 3-touchdown favorite. Did anybody like that 3-4 defense? But I don't know if it mattered if we'd played a 6-6 defense. I don't know if 12 out there would have helped that much. We don't have to worry about any more win streaks, and it was a good one while it lasted. And now we can go back to trying to be a decent team and not read the paper too much, hopefully.
I remember no Jadeveon Clowney for South Carolina. He's in the NFL, too. What a debut for Hill. Completed 73% of his passes for 511 yards. That's not only more than 300 yards more than Manziel had in his first career start, it's more passing yards than Manziel or any Texas A&M quarterback has ever had in any game. Texas A&M finished
to Cody Core, who got his first career touchdown earlier. The final was Mississippi 35-13. The game was closer than that. It was sloppy in the first half. Chris Peterson gone from Boise State. Not a good beginning for the Broncos. They lose big on the road. And Sweaty wanted some action on this. Good thing he couldn't find Sweaty? Good thing he couldn't find any, because he was on the wrong side. Paul James, you know who's the offensive coordinator for Rutgers now?
Who?
Ralph Friedgen.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
This one, Rutgers up, minutes to play.
20 Eastern. That will be the kickoff coming up at Nashville for Vanderbilt against Temple. 10:20 Eastern. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and wrap it up. It was 52-28 Texas A&M. And folks, it wasn't even that close.